From one of the loudest venues in the National Football League, you get a look there at GEHA Field at Arrowhead Stadium here in Kansas City. A few short moments ago, these two teams made their way out of the Arrowhead Stadium tunnels, and the noise level in this place was just about off the charts. They're set for football as the Chiefs get set to do battle with the San Francisco 49ers. The first quarter of the season already in the rearview mirror, and off we go in Week 5 on EA Sports. Ray McCloud to return. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30.
At their own 28-yard line.
And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Lance now to throw. The tight end Kittle has it on the left side. If they didn't have that penalty a moment ago, it'd be a first down. Still a nice 13-yard pickup.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
And he's taken down, a Chiefs sack. Chris Jones, credit him with a sack, and it goes as a loss of 6. Crowd getting in it a bit already. Here's an early 3rd and 10. Lance going to throw. That's complete. It's Brandon Ayuk. And he is going to have a 49ers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
On 2nd and 11 now. Lance. That's over the middle and caught by Ayuk. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
They'll fight forward for a couple down inside the 40. This defense for the Chiefs, they were terrific a week ago in that victory over Tampa Bay, Charles.
No matter what coverage was called, they were right in the hip pockets of the receivers all game long, step for step, running their routes with them. Turned out they were right there every time the ball was in the air, and they came away with 5 interceptions in that one.
From the 39, Lance. And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
Throwing his Lance on 3rd down. Completes it to Samuel. And he is going to have a Niners first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. On first down, it's Mitchell. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Working with his 2nd and 4. Here's Lance to throw it. Steps away to his left. And it's a fumble. And it's picked up by the Chiefs. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Had some good yardage there, too, before he fumbled that football, Charles.
Yeah, just think about it this way. Running backs, as a general rule, they kind of know when the end of a run is near, and you notice how they cover up, right? They protect the football. Sometimes quarterbacks forget that out in the open field. After a while, you start to wonder, does the running back coach visit the quarterback coach and say, hey, I can help you with this. We can protect this and make sure we keep the ball.
They'll run for the first time with Clyde Edwards-Helaire. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Now here's Mahomes. Flush to his right. And eventually taken down here. Great coverage downfield. Javon Kinlaw gets him for a loss of 8. What great push up front. Well behind the sticks here with a 2nd and 18. Another try after the first down sack. Mahomes. They'll find Juju Smith-Schuster. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. It's a big play there for the Chiefs.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. They'll run. It's Edwards-Helaire. Not much there. Maybe a couple as he's taken down at the 40.
Not the kind of gain that we'll go absolutely crazy for, but it's the kind of gain that you need to have when you're running back in the NFL. And Clyde Edwards-Helaire, with that low center of gravity and strength, he's going to get those tough, gritty yards for you when necessary.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Here's Mahomes to throw. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
My first thought is surprise because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
The line to gain is the 33 on 3rd down. And now the 49ers signal for a timeout defensively. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. The line to gain is the 33 on 3rd down. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. He'll find his running back, Edwards-Helaire. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers 28. We're scoreless after 1. Throwing on first down is Mahomes. He's going to let it go deep for the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Charvarius Ward. And the Niners are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And they'll be looking to atone for last time's mistake of fumbling inside the red zone. Certainly they don't want to do that again.
And so much emphasis placed on red zone offense. I mean, you have periods devoted in practice just for that, because everyone knows how vital it is to put points on the board when you've entered that part of the field. And to come away with nothing, that's difficult for a team to handle.
And difficult, and now we'll see if they can make it less difficult on themselves on this drive. Right back to Mitchell on second down. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here.
Second and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on third down and pick up the first down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the first down. That's exactly what they did.
And he'll work this forward for about 3 at second down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line.
Well, if they continue to run the football this strong, right up the middle, I don't know if they can wait till halftime to make adjustments. They better find a way to get it done series to series. I don't know if they need to sub some guys out, bring in extra people, maybe change what they're doing on the defensive side of the ball. But right now, they're running the ball very well right at them and right up the middle.
And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it could turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40.
Partner, if you want more carries, I think we saw how you get them. Showed that he's got the fresh legs, and he picked up the first down on that run. Don't just ask for them. Show them that you're supposed to get the football.
Play action. Now it's Lance. He'll fire this deep for Ayuk. Oh, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by L'Jarius Sneed. And the Chiefs are going to take over here at their own 22-yard line. CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape, he's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice try to find his tight end, Kelsey, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the former first-rounder, Jimmy Ward.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
He's going to take a shot for the end zone. And that is caught. But he will come down out of bounds, says the side judge, incomplete.
I think we can all understand what they're thinking right now. They take over the ball in field goal range after the turnover, so they've got that in their hip pocket. But they've got to go for the end zone and turn this into bigger points. Their thinking is a touchdown is really what they should get from starting here. Getting 3 points at the end of this drive, that would feel disappointing.
On second down, it's Mitchell. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
Well, they were handed great starting field position on this drive, but now they face a 3rd and 4. Lance looking to throw it. Able to complete this one to McLeod. And he is going to have a 49ers first down as he'll be marked down a yard or two past the marker following a gain of 6. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Here's Lance. Oh, I'm not sure he saw the linebacker there as that's batted down and incomplete.
And that's a nice job there because you've got to play the ball, not the man when in coverage. That'll keep you away from a lot of needless penalties, and he's able to knock that one away.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Lance escaping the pressure right. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up 3rd down. The Niners on 3rd down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This is 3rd and 10. And he'll give it here to his running back. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. Give him 8 yards on the carry, and that's going to bring up 4th down. The 49ers are going to turn over to the special teams crew. The field goal unit is out there now. This from 25 yards out. The kick by Gold is good. And the 49ers take a 3-0 lead. So the turnover leads to points as they add 3 there.
Yeah, what a sequence there, and a nice win for them. They forced the interception, put together a little drive, and then come away with 3 points. Nothing to it, partner. Just do it.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. To this point, the results have not been good. 2 possessions, 2 turnovers.
And that's obviously something that can't continue, but to go a little bit deeper on that one, I would think about some play calls now, not even necessarily to my best player, but to someone I can trust with the ball. Try and get things settled down a little bit.
Dre Greenlaw in there on the tackle. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. Now a throw here to his running back. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a 1st down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
On 1st and 10, here's Mahomes. Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
It seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
Second and 10. Now Mahomes. And this one caught by Travis Kelce.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
Edwards-Helaire, they'll try to run for it. And he's got enough for the first across midfield to the 48. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Mahomes. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
On 2nd down, a run with Edwards-Helaire. And he'll be taken down right around the 41-yard line. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
Mahomes looking to throw on 3rd and 2. Throwing right, and that's complete. And they will have a first down as they are definitely in field goal range now, down at the 20-yard line.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
Operating from the red zone now, Mahomes. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. The Chiefs now going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. So it's 1st and goal, and a great opportunity to get that lead back before the break. They'll run with Edwards-Helaire. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. Now another timeout called for by the offense, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line, 2nd and goal.
Here we go. Hey, one set. Check flight 54.
One more time with Edwards-Helaire. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. The Chiefs quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. So they're back at the 7 now for 3rd and goal.
I got one. Right there, 54, right there, 54.
To throw, it's Mahomes. Flushed out right. And Mahomes misfires again, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Charvarius Ward. He's at the 50. He's at the 30. 10. And into the end zone. A pick 6 for the 49er D as they score the touchdown. Well, you don't want to coach him, Charles, to stay in the pocket on every play, but I guess that's the danger of getting outside of the pocket, extending a play, and making a bad throw. Turns into 6 points the other way.
Yeah, sometimes when you get outside the pocket, your vision actually gets obscured a little bit, or you narrow it down too much, and you don't see all the defenders in the area.
The final adjustments taking place here for both of these squads. They're about ready for the second half in Kansas City. And for the call, we rejoin Brandon and Charles.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. It'll be the Chiefs football to begin quarter number 3, and they trail here as we are back underway now on EA Sports. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And they're down on the scoreboard, sort of a sloppy first half. And Coach Davis, if you were in the locker room, what would the message have been?
I think I'd have to go with something you don't ordinarily go with in the NFL. That's a little fun.
And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off by the former first-rounder Jimmy Ward. They'll run on first down. Mitchell, and he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. Second down.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
And Lance's throw complete here to Ayuk. And they move this all the way down to the 9.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover, and they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. 55 rushing yards rushing for him now in the ball game. So they've been in the red zone 3 times, and it's yielded just 3 points. Can they find the end zone here on 2nd and goal? Mitchell again. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. Elijah Mitchell, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the 49ers add 6 to their lead. Extra point was hooking, but he does make it through. And that makes our score 17-0. Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And last time, 1-play interceptions. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling, because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback you got a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
Yeah, so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now he got to the check down, a nice safe throw, and a good one.
A good gain on 1st has him set up with 2nd and just a couple of inches now from the 29. Looking to throw is Mahomes. Powers through him. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. And Charles, of interest here, that last throw is going to put him over 20,000 yards passing for his career. And that's not a bad number.
You're exactly right about that. And even though it's nowhere near the top of the leaderboard, because when you think about it, Brady and Breeze, they've done that 4 times over. But when you hit 20,000, let's face it, only a little over 100 guys have ever done that in the NFL. It's worthy of some applause.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. First and 10, it's Edwards-Helaire with it. And boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
Here's second and 10. Mahomes going to throw. Open man here. It's the tight end, Kelce. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 34-yard line.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football, and right now I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
Mahomes now on first down. This one complete to Mecole Hardman. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25.
Well, look what we have here, a sustained drive, and that was certainly AWOL in the first half. They really struggled to try and move the football. But right now, they certainly seem to have the formula working. Let's see if they can keep it up.
Mahomes now on first down. Open man, it's the tight end, Kelce. And he lost the football. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the third quarter. Your 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
The run only got a yard. Here's second and 9. Now Lance. And that's dropped underneath for Wilson. A gain of 8 there on the play. And that's going to make it third down and less than a yard. On third down, Mitchell. He's got a first down past the 30. And across the chalk into the end zone, it's a 49er touchdown. Gold to add the extra point. And the lead is now 24. Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Big word. I like it, though,
Yeah.
because you're exactly
You
right.
like that, don't you?
All game long, they've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. Is that word again, symptomatic?
Yeah.
I like that.
Your analysis, symptomatic of the success of this broadcast.
What I like is that you gave me the word, and I just kept using it.
So from the 36 now, first and 10. Working from the gun, Mahomes. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this third quarter. 1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. 4 yards remain for second down. Throwing now is Mahomes. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Kareem Jackson. And into the end zone. A pick six for the 49er D as they score the touchdown. That's the story of the game. They've been suffocating all game long on defense. They were suffocating there again in a big way.
And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case, but by being able to adjust to anything they tried to throw at them and beating them to the punch each and every time. This was a defense that was well prepared.
They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. Now, this game went off the rails early for them and never really got back on track. And these fans, they were expecting to be on the other side of the scoreboard. But that is not the case as we play on here this fourth quarter. That time, the right guard sending him backwards.
And so many different types of guys rotate in on the defensive line now, depending on situations. You can get the bulky guy, the fast guy. No matter what, though, you can't hold them.
Now Edwards-Helaire. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. Orlando Brown, the former Raven, the guilty party. Here's Edwards-Helaire. And he'll find some room to get this up to about the 14. Give him 5 yards there, and it'll bring up second down.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
A hole to dig out of here. 2nd and 17. Now a carry for Edwards-Helaire. And he's going to have just a couple here with a marker on the field as well. That one's on the former Patriot, Joe Thuney. They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold.
Pick me up. Here we go. Mike 5-4. Mike 5-4. Mike 5.
They'll run here with Edwards-Helaire. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Just a 1-yard loss that time, but that's not what they needed. Now they're dealing with a 3rd and long. Boy, and now they can't even get a play off. After the delay, they're backed up even further for 3rd and long.
You ain't got nothing. You ain't got nothing. Right there. 54. Right there. Right there. 50. I'm here.
Mahomes now to throw. Taking a deep shot here for Hardman. He's got a man, complete. And they do finally get him down, but not before he reaches the 41. A big play there for KC. So forget about being backed up. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way across midfield. And to give this time to the tailback. And a pretty good run there as he gets 7 down to the 33.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
working with a 2nd and 3.
57 to Mike.
Now here's Mahomes. And now here is another interception. Picked by Emmanuel Mosley. And the 49ers are going to take possession here at their own 33.
CD, this defense, man, at this rate, they're just having fun out there right now.
And normally with this type of a lead, if you're a starter on defense, you're saying, hey, let the other guys play. But with this going on, no one wants to come out of the game. They all want their shot at picking off a pass.
And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down. 2nd and 6. No, scratch that. 2nd and 7. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Mitchell. And he'll grab a gain of 5 out of this up to the 41-yard line.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And he's going to run into a brick wall right in the middle of the field, and I don't think he got there. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. Here comes the 49ers punter now. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the 4th quarter. Yeah, he was looking for the checkup bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And their 4-game win streak very much in jeopardy as they go to work here late with a 1st and 10. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up 2nd down.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front, because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
And he'll be taken down here at about the 23-yard line. Only a gain of a couple there. That leaves him needing about 7 here on 3rd down. Now they try the right side here. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
Here's the Chiefs punter now as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And the Niners will go on offense. 1st and 10.
Check right 54. Line 54. Hey, watch the slap. Watch it.
And they take a knee. So the victory here for San Francisco, and I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good